The internet has been wild lately. Every day a new creator is getting exposed, and out of everyone, now it has to be Mr. B? Talking about Mr. B though, it isn't the first time he's been called out for faking his videos. He's faced such accusations multiple times in the past, and here are 6 of such instances where MrBeast was accused of faking his videos. Also, I'll address MrBeast as Mr. B in this video to avoid YouTube flags. Now let's start with 7 days stranded at sea.
We are now stranded on a raft in the middle of the ocean. And there goes our boat. We are now stranded for 7 days. This raft is literally countless miles from the nearest civilization. And whether we like it or not, my 4 friends and I are stuck on this raft. And it's not gonna be easy.
So the idea of the video was to survive on a raft for 7 days with limited supplies and water. It was all going good initially. Day 1, they built themselves a temporary shelter and spent the night. On day 2, they spent the entire day constructing a more durable structure since the temporary shelter couldn't withstand rough weather.
Camp is now organized.
Day 3 went normal as well. However, by day 4, the cracks were already starting to show.
It rained non-stop for around 20 hours straight. And after standing the whole night, completely soaked and exhausted.
You can clearly see here on day 4, there's no one in the shelter at this point when it started raining, but after a hard cut, all 5 people suddenly appear in the boat. You can also notice that the weather around the boat looks different after the cut. Before the cut, it was raining non-stop, and the weather appears rough, but after the cut, the weather has calmed down a bit. This clearly means that there was a significant gap between these 2 clips, and there was no one in the boat at that time. Also, 2 people appear to be wearing raincoats now, unlike the day before when no one had a raincoat on them even though it was raining heavily. This suggests that they left the boat when it started raining on day 4, spent the night on their production yacht a few miles away, and returned on the morning of day 5. Hence, they were not stranded for 7 days at sea, they were instead chilling on their production yacht, meaning the video was fake. The irony is that this is the same video where Kris claims that they don't fake their videos and that it's 100% authentic.
It's a real channel that doesn't fake things. Oh, we're gonna die.
Next up is, in 10 minutes this room will explode.
I just started this 10-minute timer, and when it hits 0, that room all the way over there full of money will explode. And if Darcy does not escape his jacket and get through all 5 floors of this tower and press that button before the timer hits 0, his money explodes.
The intro is clearly sped up, and he safely passes through the first 3 levels. But right when the contestant is passing through the lasers, Mr. B had to do an ad promotion. How convenient. And yes, he quite clearly touches the laser too. If you watch carefully at around 5 minutes and 23 seconds, you can see he touches the laser, but nothing happened as Mr. B had claimed.
This floor is by far the hardest yet. Not only does he need to make it through this laser maze, but if he accidentally touches a laser, his money will instantly explode.
Now watch this clip.
Will he be able to hold his breath long enough to unscrew all 4 valves, or will he run out of time? There's a lot coming in! He did it!
When he starts turning the knob, the water should gradually come out as the hole gradually opens, but instead, all the water gushes out instantly. In fact, the water's released when he's not even touching the knob. This can only suggest one thing: the valves are just props, maybe not even connected to the water, and someone else outside is controlling these actions with a remote. Anyway, moving on, after he opened all of the valves, he approaches the next obstacle, the main door.
Needs to wait for it to drain more.
Wait, Jimmy, the water's starting to come out the front door!
Turn it! Turn it! Turn it, pull it!
Pull it! You gotta go, buddy! You have got to go!
He's stuck in that one! He can't get it! Something's wrong! Bro, this is it! He's gonna fail! He can't figure out how to—
You can clearly see he's juggling with the knobs in the first few seconds to make it look more suspenseful, because after some time, all he did was turn all the knobs and the door was wide open. So he knew what he had to do the whole time. The entire video appears scripted and must have been practiced God knows how many times to fit the whole thing perfectly into a 10-minute segment. And lastly, of course, the contestant is also a camera-trained celebrity. Next in the list is I built Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
I recreated Willy Wonka's chocolate factory in real life. And one of these 10 people is gonna walk away with this chocolate factory. Yeah! In we go.
Whoa! Wow! Yo!
Welcome to my wonderful creation. These 10 contestants are all here because they found a golden ticket when they bought one of our Feastable bars.
When out of all of the lottery tickets purchased by thousands of people, one ticket conveniently goes to a channel having more than 700,000 subscribers back then, and they even ended up winning the competition.
Josh? Oh! Okay. That's it. Congratulations! Here's the scene. He just won this chocolate factory.
I mean, it can't be any more obvious than this. And the truth does slip sometimes, like in this clip when Bella accidentally reveals that Mr. B picked them and Dallin immediately corrects her.
It's obviously like you're one of like hundreds of thousands of names.
Talk to Jimmy, Bella. What do you got to say to
Jimmy, thank you for picking us.
No, he didn't. It was random.
I know.
Was it though? Was it random?
Obviously, it isn't total chance, and they've clearly been picked by Mr. B. As Dogpack proves here, there are never any random contestant in Mr. B's videos. They're always predetermined.
So yeah, the random subscribers you see in challenges are actually never random. They're almost always local to MrBeast and oftentimes friends and family of MrBeast employees or just the employees themselves. And when they do pull someone from outside of North Carolina, it's usually somebody who's in the industry, who's camera trained, who has built a following.
Next is 100 boys versus 100 girls for $500,000.
I built 2 massive circles and put 100 boys in one and 100 girls in the other. Whichever circle has the most people in 100 hours splits the $500,000 amongst their entire team.
And even this video is fake.
And what's even worse is that the results of this video were completely scripted. According to a former MrBeast employee, it would have been a PR problem if the boys had won by a lot. And because so many of the female contestants were MrBeast employees who got out immediately, production stepped in to actually make the results of the challenge closer. You can actually see some of this happen on camera, like when Jimmy pays one of the boys $10,000 to leave, which is twice as much as the actual prize money, but doesn't make the same offer to the girls.
The boys were blowing you out of the water. I paid the one guy who knew how to solve them to leave. Now if you don't win, that was all for nothing.
You know, apparently at the end, they were only monitoring the boys to see if they stepped on the red line and not the girls, so that the girls would win the challenge. And
if you think this is the first time someone is calling out Mr. B for faking his videos, then you're severely mistaken. Because it wasn't long ago that a creator named Rosanna Pansino participated in one of Mr. B's videos titled Extreme $1 Million Hide and Seek and accused Mr. B for rigging the result of the game completely.
This is the largest stadium in the world, and inside are the 10 biggest creators on YouTube. This is $1 million, and whichever one of them I find last keeps it. Yeah! I'm gonna count to 100. Go high.
This is the post she shared on Instagram after the video went public. I had participated in Creator Games 1 and 2 and was excited to be a part of YouTube's Creator Games 3, Hide and Seek at SoFi Stadium. After filming had wrapped, I truly couldn't believe how well I did at the competition and was proud of what I had achieved. I had placed 3rd. When the video was released, I was shocked, disappointed, and felt hurt. Mr. B had edited the video to make me look like I performed worse than I did. This was extra upsetting because I genuinely believed him when he said that his videos are authentic and real. He edited the video to look like the final 3 people were Larry, Logan Paul, and Zach King. The final 3 people were actually Zach, Quackity, and myself. Later, she also appeared on H3 Podcast Highlights, where she went in detail about what exactly happened that day. According to her, she had concealed herself in such a small cupboard that even Mr. B's crew members couldn't find her for hours.
And the first time I was in a cupboard on the ground, the bottom floor, and literally the guys walked in there and they opened all the cupboard, and I was in the smallest cupboard. They had like big ones, medium ones, and small ones. I contorted this little 4'10" body into the smallest space, and I was in there for hours.
But later, when they were transitioning from one hiding spot to another, she got caught in the process and eliminated.
Wait, point your camera! Who is that? Oh no! Russ, you're not fooling anyone with those big fans!
While this may look completely normal, what happened afterwards changed everything. In the game, she was placed 3rd, and Logan was eliminated long before her. But when the actual video was released, there's a voiceover which has been added in the video later where Mr. B was saying this.
There he is. Turns out the freezer was too much for Logan, and we heard him get out. And we literally found him 1 minute before Zach.
He edited her out so that he can make it look like Logan survived till the end, and since Logan is a popular creator, it can get him more attention and views.
He recorded voiceover, and he said a blatant lie. So the voiceover in the video at the very end part says, I found Logan Paul literally 1 minute before Zach King.
Oh, so he's wait.
Yeah.
So he's trying to even make it sound like he did second place.
That never happened. Logan Paul was found while I was hiding, hours.
Dude, that's so lame.
Hours before.
She even asked for the raw footage, which Mr. B never shared. This could only mean one thing, and that is that she's telling the truth. And then the infamous Squid Game, $456,000 Squid Game in real life.
I recreated every single set from Squid Game in real life, and whichever one of these 456 people survives the longest wins 456 grand.
Ever since this video has been released, many contestants have come forward to share their story, claiming the game was not at all fair. One among them is Jean, who made a TikTok video about it.
That I've experienced since being eliminated from the new MrBeast game challenge. As MrBeast and his staff knew that I was homeless and had nothing when I went on the show. And I had to buy stuff for wardrobe to be on the show. Like, I did everything that I could to try and be able to stay on the show as long as I could. Then they have you sign some paperwork where they tell you that they're gonna send you the money at a later point in time. For me, it was supposed to be $1,000. That's like nothing. $1,000 for everything that we'd gone through, and it takes 4 months. It was going to take 4 months to get to me.
People were having seizures because they were not getting medication, even though we were promised we would. And it was 100% rigged. They presented it as though the game would be like Squid Games, basically a type of game show where all the games are an even playing field. That was not at all the case. All the games were about speed and strength, so only the young athletic males were at an advantage over the women, and elderly people were also casted. To make things worse, men started realizing that they could take out the women without being eliminated. Guys started tackling and hitting women. 2 girls were tackled and passed out on the field and were dragged off to continue filming. I saw people with broken bones, stitches, etc., and most were women. We were given maybe 400 calories a meal and only fed every 12 hours. Food would run out and people would fight over, steal, and hoard food. Water was scarce and kept running out as well.
And it isn't only these 6 videos, there are countless examples like this. So I think it may be safe to say at this point that none of Mr. B's videos are real. From the participants, to the suspense, to the last minute winner, everything seems scripted. And now Mr. B is suing Dogpack instead of debunking his allegations by presenting receipts. I think that speaks volumes that the claims are indeed true.